deeply humiliating and dehumanizing. There were people who arrested with me who were denied sanitary products. They were sitting in their own period blood. There were people who were denied their hijabs. There were people who were denied food and water. There were people who were thrown in solitary confinement for asking for modest clothing that aligned with their religious observances. It's awful. They treated us very poorly. There's been mass state-sanctioned violence against peaceful protesters that has been approved by our governor, Governor Abbott, and by the university administration, and that is unacceptable. The student body wants to see the university divest, and we are tired of them sicking the people who are supposed to protect us against us. I'm out here because there are no universities left in Gaza. I'm out here because children are dying every single day. I'm out here because mass graves are still being discovered, and that is unacceptable, and our university is funding this genocide. I would reflect back the voices of the Jewish protesters that have been standing side by side with us, that this is not anti-Semitic, that this is pro-Palestinian.
There were 70. Every person that is booked. As you can see, there were roughly about 75 to 100 pro-Palestinian demonstrators that have camped out outside the Travis.
I get your thing, I haven't been able to get it.
people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.
Abbott, you can't hide.
Abbott, you can't hide.
We charge you with
Gaza,
don't you cry.
Gaza, don't you cry.
Palestine will never
Palestine will never die. Biden, Biden, you can't hide. Genocide!
We charge you occupation no more!
Occupation no more.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Israel is a racist state!
5, 6, 7, 8.
Israel is a racist state!
Israel is a racist state.
Free Palestine!
Free.
No more money for Israel's crime!
No more money for Israel.
Okay, next we have Nusha. Yeah, Nusha! I'm less scared. Judge upon the merits of their actions, but always lump them into an just a sign.
As the bells chimed at the University of California, Los Angeles, hundreds of students filled the protest encampment in support of Palestine. This is day 3 of their demonstration. Students are closely watching what's happening in the Middle East.
So I think that our resolve here is stronger, and our demand for an immediate and permanent ceasefire and a divestment by the UC of its endowment from corporations that profit off of the genocide of Palestinians.
The university has not responded to the specific demands, but it said it supports the rights of free speech in the community. Administrators also want to minimize disruption to teaching and classes. Security around the encampment has increased in an effort to prevent congestion, but a segment of the Jewish community is voicing discontent with the growth of these protests.
There's freedom of speech, and then there's going over about it. There's, like I went to school in Texas, and seeing, how the state of Texas and UT Austin handled all these protests, sending these state troopers, making arrests, that's the way to handle it,
The organizers have established strict community guidelines that enforce mutual respect for all, and they have handpicked spokespeople to make sure their message represents everyone here.
The encampment is a broad coalition of our community members. It includes people of all faiths. It includes many prominent Jewish organizers on our campus, as well as organizations that are explicitly Jewish, such as Jewish Voice for Peace, Students for Justice in Palestine. Many of these organizations have Jewish chairs, co-chairs. There was a Passover Seder and a Shabbos dinner inside the encampment. I would point out that the Jewish people are not a monolith.
In some of the protests that we have seen across the country, tensions have really ratcheted up. We've seen arrests, we've seen clashes between student protesters and law enforcement. Here outside George W. Washington